Well, it appears that the media have once again picked Michelle Bachmann as their target of the week. I recently spoke of how David Gregory of Meet the Press took it upon himself to berate Bachmann for opposing the debt ceiling increase and for her religious views. Now, recent statements by the Congresswoman on homosexuality and last week's East Coast weather phenomena have once again brought her under fire. Now, I'm not at this time supporting or endorsing Bachmann. The GOP race is early yet. If anything, I'm a bit disappointed that she seems to backpedal a bit when the media calls her on her comments. For example, after telling a Florida crowd that the Washington quake and Hurricane Irene was God's way of getting Washington's attention, she's had to officially state that the comment was a joke. Personally, I wish she would either anticipate oppositional response before she speaks, or defend her statements more boldly. Give us chapter and verse on what and why she believes. More irksome, however, is the oh-so-predictable media response from the left, calling her a bigot, a homophobe, a hater, an extremist, crazy, etc. There was one comment comparing Bachmann to a member of an alien cult. Now I ask, as I did before, how does the atheist left get to tell us what religious beliefs are orthodox or proper? Why should the folks who sneer at people of faith have any say of what you and I should believe or how we should conduct ourselves in religious matters? To be sure, there are many professing Christians long on fire and fury and short on maturity and biblical literacy who open their mouths and give us all a black eye. You, the listener, may think the same of me. Now my point is, we don't need to be schooled on orthodoxy by unbelievers, or those whose claim to faith is so tepid and weak that they take the side of the world. Take, for example, Bachmann's Earthquake comment. The world's view is that God does not exist, or that if he does, he should be too good to be smiting innocents and making people suffer. They dismiss any view to the contrary as insane and hateful, based solely on nothing but their own opinion. Now, the Bible has much to say on this matter for those who take the time to study it carefully. The flood of Genesis chapter 6, the plagues of Egypt, the conquests of Israel and Judah. The Lord squarely takes credit for that and more. Read the prophets Joel and Habakkuk. Now there's you an eye-opener. The New Testament records earthquakes at the death of Christ and at Pentecost. Jesus' own Olivet Discourse and the Revelation prophesy calamities of such magnitude that only direct intervention by God can save the planet. The Bible makes clear that these disasters are not the result of a sadistic deity, but rather the consequences of sinful man, and that the remedy is a repentant society. Read 2 Chronicles chapter 7 if you don't believe me. All that said, is it really so crazy for those who take the Bible seriously to see quakes, hurricanes, and floods from DC to NYC and not raise a quizzical eye to the heavens? Consider the state of our nation. We have murdered over 53 million unborn babies, and we've used government policy to destroy the institution of the family. Our culture lauds stupidity, addiction, and abominable sexual immorality. Our schools and courts tell us that prayer is evil, and they work to eradicate it. Is it so crazy, then, to think that America has removed itself from the covering of divine protection and placed herself before the seat of divine judgment? I pray for those suffering in the wake of last week's events, that comfort and provision rain down from heaven for them. Unlike Congressman Bachmann, I don't think it's funny. But I do agree with her that the Almighty may be trying to get our attention.